The unexamined life is not worth living. I think, therefore I am. Life must be understood backward, but it must be lived forward, whereof one cannot speak. Thereof one must be silent. The only thing I know is that I know nothing. The mind is everything. What you think you become. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. He who is not contented with what he has would not be contented with what he would like to have. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. One cannot step twice in the same river. Wonder is the beginning of wisdom. In everything, there is a share of everything. I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think. The function of prayer is not to influence God, but rather to change the nature of the one who prays. It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. The only real valuable thing is intuition. We are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. Life is what happens while you are busy making other plans. I can control my passions, but not my emotions. A wise man speaks because he has something to say. A fool because he has to say something. Happiness is the highest good. He who commits injustice is ever made more wretched than he who suffers it. The greatest happiness you can have is knowing that you do not necessarily require happiness. I am the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing. To know is to know that you know nothing. That is the meaning of true knowledge. The first principle is that you must not fool yourself, and you are the easiest person to fool. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. There is only one good, knowledge, and one evil, ignorance. Philosophy is the highest music. To find yourself, think for yourself. The only way to deal with this life meaningfully is to find one's passion and then pursue it. All is flux, nothing stays still. Be prepared is half the victory. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. One must know oneself. The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. I would never die for my beliefs because I might be wrong. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. The unexamined life is not worth living. Life is what happens to us while we are making other plans. The unexamined life is not worth living. I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think. He who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. The only thing I know is that I know nothing. In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. There is only one good, knowledge, and one evil, ignorance. Philosophy is the highest music. You'll find yourself, think for yourself,